Hello and welcome back to Big Head on Goswick Lane. What's up, Genty, Janty, Jaunty, Yanty?
All of them. What's up?
People call you by the wrong name all the time. We'll get into that in a minute. And our guest today, I'll let you introduce our guest since you know her and I don't. This is the first time we've ever met.
Tania introduced herself to me at my office one day. And actually, people introduce themselves to me. They introduce themselves, and it sometimes can be lengthy, but she caught me right off guard with what she does, and it tied right into my business. And I think it's a really good thing. I think that people will enjoy hearing more about what they do, especially if you're an investor, because investors don't have a lot of time. You're an investor, so you know that, and they can take a lot of weight off of you. So,
Tania Hickman with PMI Tyler. Give us a rundown of who you are and what you do, Tania.
Well,
and first of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you for
having me. We
having
appreciate you. Yes.
I'm excited to be here. So, PMI Tyler, we're a short-term rental property management company. We're locally owned, locally based out of Tyler. The owner is out of Tyler, and we both manage all of East Texas. We go all the way up to Burleson, Lake Burleson, Forney, Mount Pleasant, all the way down Mount Marshall area, Tyler, Longview. So we've got it all. We've got several properties. Like yourself, an investor, several of them reach out to us and they're like, I'm too busy. What can you do to help me? And I'll tell them everything that we do. And they're like, well, that would take a huge amount off of our plate. And within the first 3 months, they're seeing a profit and income, and they're collecting their owner statements and their direct deposits. So they're quite happy.
Awesome.
So do y'all just do short-term or long-term as well?
As of right now, we just do short-term. We do have several pillars within PMI Tyler that we could do. Whenever we get a few more properties under us, we're going to move over to the residential for long-terms. But for right now, we're just doing short-term.
So what was the catalyst to get into this business of short-term rental management?
I've been doing property management for 15 years. I was long-term. And then whenever Craig took over or started PMI Tyler, he's owned a bunch of restaurants and stuff most of his life. So being in property management, that was kind of the intriguement of it all, because there are a lot of real estate and investors around. And this is a hot market. And Airbnbs are becoming the hottest trend, basically. You find Airbnbs of all styles. I mean, from lake houses to conventional to vintage to anything. I mean, train cars, yurts. I mean, you find
I can't wait. I cannot wait to do a yurt.
I didn't even know what
the only thing I hate about a yurt is the bank won't give you money for it.
At all.
You got to come all the way out of pocket. If there's any investors out there that want to go in and deal with me on a yurt, I can find the land. I just need the money to buy the yurt and build it out and furnish it. That's what I need.
I've got some mortgage under us that we go to for investors that I can give you links and names and numbers for. So.
And will they do like yurts, container homes?
Yes.
I want to do all the things outside the box.
All the things.
I want to stand a container home straight up, like 40 feet up. Like those kind of things, just super experiential. This isn't about me. This is about you, Tania. I'm not going to get too far into it.
Yeah.
I love hearing all the different styles of Airbnbs that, I mean, whenever I look at an Airbnb, I want to be like so out of the box, because around here you find just the regular homes, but whenever you're on vacation, you want to experience all of the things.
So you guys, how do you, I don't want to go, I know a lot about this, and so most of the things that we talk about, I don't know as much about. And so I don't get in the weeds too quick. I ask like good overall generalized questions that people out there would want to know. So I think from your perspective, what are some questions that you would ask Tania that would help our listeners out there with a short-term rental? If you're thinking about getting in a short-term rental, what questions would you want to know the answer to?
Well, I think the number one question that most investors want to know first is, what do you do and what does it cost?
So whenever PMI comes in and you call me and you say, hey, I've got this home and I want to know what it'll bring, is it even going to be good on the market? What could I get it per night? And, what do I need to furnish it?
Right.
So me, as PMI Tyler, I come in and I tell you, your house needs this, this, and this. I'll tell you how to furnish it. I've got a whole listing that I could give you of furnishings that would make it look full, but it wouldn't break the bank. I've got that I could give you.
What are you guys typically furnishing a house for, like cost-wise? Or like with your list that you're giving somebody?
It depends. It's just the broad spectrum of how far you want to go.
Yeah, you can spend some money, can't you?
You can spend some money. I've got the last home that we took over was right at $1,300, and that was fully furnished.
$13,000?
No, 100.
You fully furnished a house for $1,300?
They already had the beds in there, so
Okay,
take that
got
out
you.
of the equation.
Okay.
But the decor, the kitchen stuff,
Okay.
The living room, everything
Okay.
was $1,300.
Okay, that's awesome.
So this is pretty much what we do from start to finish. I go and look at the home. Whenever I do the wall-to-wall walkthrough of every room, I'll come back and tell you what you need. Whenever we take over your home, PMI Tyler handles everything from guest management, guest relations, guest communications. So you don't have to do anything with the guest whenever they check in. We handle all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We handle the guidebooks, the check-in process, the checkout. We handle the housekeeping, the maintenance. We handle everything, right down to the toilet paper, to the toiletries, to even the snack trays. Whenever they walk in, they've got the welcome guide right there of the Wi-Fi password, everything. So anything that if you've ever stayed in an Airbnb in Destin or in Florida or anywhere, and you're walking into a vacation home and you see the welcome guide and the welcome tray, and that's what we do. But it's locally owned. If the guest calls, they're getting a local number, which is usually me.
Okay.
They'll call me in my cell phone, and then I'll help them. I've even at Lake of the Pines, we've got a 2-story long home there, and one of the guests got lost. Well, I left from
in
here.
the log home. They got lost inside?
No, trying to find it.
Okay.
So I had...
Hey, listen, I don't ever put anything past the Airbnb guests. We've got so many calls that I'm like, you did what? How did this happen? Okay, yes, I can help you.
I've had some stories, but we'll save that for another podcast.
I think we should have the craziest Airbnb story. I don't know if we can talk about some of the things that we've dealt with.
Probably.
No,
Y'all probably can't.
There's an age limit.
Yes, there is. There definitely is.
But no, I've had that home. I actually had to meet the guest and get them to follow me to the home because the directions.
A service right there.
Yeah, it came up correctly. They just couldn't find it because they weren't from around here. But other than that, PMI handles everything. In the middle of the month, on the 15th, you get an owner statement, and that statement tells you every guest that checked in for the month. It has a breakdown of what they paid, and then on the 20th of every month, you get a direct deposit.
Okay.
So basically, we tell our owners, you either can be all hands-on, you can give me as much advice as you want to get your Airbnb up and running, or every month, however you want to handle it, or you can be hands-off, do your Monday through Friday, and let us handle it, and just collect your mailbox money.
You should do that if you're going to hire you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the price for hands-off?
Hands-off is pretty much, it's 20% of the booking, straight up 20% of the booking. And it's
Is it 20% of the top line booking of before Airbnb takes their fee or after Airbnb takes their fee?
No, our fee with a property management company, like I had that pamphlet that I had given you, we cover over 50 different platforms.
Okay.
Airbnb. So whenever you go live, your booking is on Airbnb, VRBO, Google, anything.
Yes.
And PMI Tyler is a super host, so all of your bookings, every property that we have will be at the top.
Right.
So if you have a Airbnb here in Longview, your house is going to be there at the top every time. But it's 20% of the bookings, and then it's $150 a month, and that's the accounting and the Airbnb and VRBO fees. So that's all wrapped up into one. Okay. So basically it's $150 and it's 20% cut and dried. That's all that you pay. And we cover everything else.
So cleaning, you charge a cleaning fee, or is that included in that 20%? That's a really good deal.
See, that's why you talk to people. I told you
know,
to call her and talk to her anyways. I gave you your number and you didn't do it.
Shame.
You are looking at it like I'm crazy.
We're going to talk.
Listen, I've already built out my whole system of what you're doing. But for other people out there, I get asked sometimes, can you host the property? We can. I don't want to. I only want to do mine.
Absolutely.
Because
that sounds terrible. That's why I don't mess with them. I mean,
Well, it's a lot of work. We have our own internal manager that's answering those messages. We have our own cleaning manager and cleaning person. We have a group of probably 7 or 8 people that handle our cleanings. We built all these systems out. We have programs that manage all our communication. But if you're out there and you have a property and you're thinking about turning it into an Airbnb, I'm not going to be your guy to manage it. This is going to be Sonia right here is going to be your lady because Tania, Manya, Yanya, Yinty, Jonty, Genty, Manty.
We don't buy anything on this podcast.
Yes.
I'm going to circle your name right here, Tania. But Tania is spelled Tanya. But I spelled it over here Tony, so I wouldn't say it wrong.
And you still did.
I know.
Put an S in front.
Because I can't read my own handwriting. This is terrible. So 20% with cleaning, that's a good deal.
And we furnish all the toiletries and the snack trays and everything.
Coffee.
When you say furnish, like, so y'all provide
We
that.
supply.
It does not cost, because whenever you were saying that, me as an investor, I was thinking, okay, well, they do this pamphlet, they do this, snack tray, they do toiletries, but that's going to cost. It's costing in my bottom line. Y'all provide that.
We provide that.
As a service with the 150 and the 20%.
That's right.
Okay.
And if you have one property, it's 150. Any property after that is heavily discounted.
Okay. Also that 150
so,
accounting
like
fee
a duplex. If you have like a duplex or something, then it starts going.
Yes.
Okay.
It's per door.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I like it. That is good. It's good that you guys have multiple listing platforms. The goal of Airbnb is to stay booked.
That's right.
We
are so booked right now.
If you're not booked, you don't make money, and your owner
right.
don't make money. What's your average occupancy rate? Occupancy is a big deal in short-term rentals.
Right now, it's in between 75 to 85%.
Across all your properties?
All of our properties.
That's really good. So let me plug you again, because if you're out there and you're running an Airbnb and you're trying to do it on your own, but and it's very likely that you're only hitting 50 to 60% occupancy, they'll pay for themselves by bumping that to 70 to 75%.
Right. That's what my question was. What's your occupancy rate right now?
About 65 to 70 typically.
Okay.
Depends. We've had some bad months, but it's starting to pick back up.
Have y'all seen the same trend?
We have. January and February were some of our slowest months.
Yeah, ours were bad.
Yeah, but it was sporadic, which we also have all of our. Well, we pick some of our properties that are in like the hospital district or even the college district in Tyler, and we put those on Furnish Finder.
Okay.
We also have another platform.
Let's talk about that in a second.
Okay. Those are staying heavily booked, like 3, 4, 6 months at a time. Some of them are even booking for a year at a time.
Okay.
So, that's
at those current rates.
No.
All right, hold up.
Okay.
Let's leave it on a cliffhanger here. We're going to talk about Furnish Finder in our next episode. Furnish Finder is not short-term rental. It is something different, but you got to tune back in. We're here with Tania, PMI Tyler, and Yanti Patel. I'm going to start calling you Yant. It's Genty. Wait, I'm confused now. How do you say it?
It's Genty.
I love
Genty.
you.
Everybody say it one time. Genty.
Genty.
On the next episode, we're going to talk about if you want to take a little bit of a different method on your short-term rentals.
And I'm going to be learning something because I know nothing about this.
Tanya's going to give us some ideas there.
It's amazing.
Okay. All right, here we go. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, love God, love others, and let your work reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one, and you got to be here to get the rest of the information. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks.